listening to the Medic Materials Podcast, hosted by Mike Turek, Emily Yates, Kelsey Coons, and Gerard Cuomo. Each month, we discuss EMS news, medical science, and review actual EMS calls, bringing many educational opportunities to the listener. Portions of the calls have been altered to protect the privacy and identity of all involved.
Hello and welcome, everyone.
Browsing.
What, are you browsing or rousing?
I ain't got no problem with arousing. We was talking about browsing.
No,
We're browsing. We're browsing.
We're browsers over here.
We're browsing. We're
browsers.
All right. I just figured, I don't know what you guys say when you're there on mute, and I know you were looking at, some interesting photographs, pictorials before.
Yeah. No, they weren't nothing to write home about.
No,
we were talking about the AI and all the crazy shit about the AI
stuff, chatbot stuff like that.
Dude,
yeah,
it's freaking. I'm telling you, it's all gonna be freaking iRobot here soon.
Well,
it's wild.
There's a casino down in Vegas now where they have AI robots in there that greet customers and shit as you come in, and they
hell no,
actual real life robots that greet you and shit when you come in.
I'm totally not okay with that.
Like fucking Skynet is here now.
That's scary, like really scary,
dude.
But,
so no, it's worse because like they can impersonate anyone. All they need is a sample of your voice with enough words so that it can the computer will fill in all the rest of the blanks. Because I like literally I found this YouTube dude. He takes singers' voices, runs it through the AI, and says, "Here, I want you to sing this song."
Yeah.
So so it's like it's not him singing into a microphone with a with a filter or something that makes him sound that way. It's actually he just said, "I want this singer to sing this song," and he told the computer to do it, and the computer made it fucking happen. So now you actually have songs on there where you hear Hank Williams singing straight out of Compton.
Yep.
That's phenomenal.
And Johnny Cash singing "I'm a Barbie Girl," which is fucking fantastic. And it's got plastic.
Oh my god!
It's got Boomhauer doing an Eminem rap. It's
Boomhauer fucking raps Eminem. Yeah.
Eminem. Yeah. Hilarious.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Let's say hi to the Maha Butchie. The Maha's brain is getting bigger every day. It's scary.
It's trying.
I can watch it. It's growing right now.
Right?
Them headsets are at least a foot wider than the last time.
They are. I need to buy new hats.
That's right.
I'm not gonna.
You should have taken that fucking hat. Is what you should have done.
I'm gonna reiterate this for the second episode in a row. You can't steal from a friend's wedding. You just can't do it. It's not nice.
You're not stealing from your friend. You're taking from the people who fucking will never even miss it.
Oh, I don't.
Because they're just there to do the photo booth with the crazy fucking pictures. They got 8 Viking helmets and fucking 4 gigantic sunglasses. Trust me, they're not gonna miss the hat.
Jared, you can do anything. You can do anything once.
That's true. Mr. Phil Foundation, that was almost perfect for your intro and your music. You're joining us by phone today. So hopefully you won't lose us.
Yeah, I'm kind of a
he's
loser.
out aboard the Calypso.
That's right. But that's okay.
In the
you know what?
Right now.
It's okay.
Echo,
right.
echo,
At least we don't have to look at the vag door.
There you go.
True.
That's the only thing I look forward to, though.
Or that fucking CPR dummy.
Looking at the vagina door?
Or the hole in the wall. Yeah.
Another brick in the wall?
Another brick in the wall.
I could make a marriage joke about... No, I'm not going to do it.
All right. Well, that's going to lead me into our rig check before we get started today.
That's a hell of a segue.
I know, right? Like, let's just, bang it right into the rig check.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So guys, the new website is finally here. It's live. Go check it out. Medic-materials.com at this time. It's got all, we're dashing now. We're all dashing.
So who the fuck's got the one without the dash?
We still do, but it's a long story.
Okay.
Don't worry, we own both.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say, somebody has to have a little talking to.
Yeah, right. But that is where all the latest updates are going. If you guys are looking for merch, we are currently revamping our merch site. So I've been hard at work setting up the brand new marketplace, and we got all new products: shirts, hoodies, stickers, water bottles, mugs. We even got some cool phone cases. So just keep an eye out for that.
Phone cases?
It should be here within the next, I would say, week or two. So that's pretty cool. If you're uncool, like Gerard always says, you damn cheap bastards, and you don't want to represent us with the most awesomest medical podcast merch out there, tip the stream in the link below or sign up to be a Patreon. That's awesome, right? They give us money, right?
Cheap bastards.
But more importantly, we want to shout out all of our listeners in the great state of Kentucky, the cool country of Croatia, and our brand new Patreon, Ty. So thank you very much for supporting us on the Patreon side of things. So guys,
wait, so how crazy did they go up over the cronuts, man? The cronuts must be fucking
okay. So let's yes, all right. I don't have one in front of me, but
how do you not have a cronut in front of you?
Because it's over.
Everybody should
it's
have
over
at
in
least
the
two
bucket
in front of them.
So, Tammy, where are the cronuts?
I only have one cronut.
The cronuts, Tammy, will be on the website. I just was a jerk and didn't put it into the rig check, so I apologize. Don't kill me. But I will say, now that you're watching, Tammy, the cronuts were a huge hit. Yesterday, I was at the Mercy Flight Central Fall Education Day conference, and I had a medic materials booth there, and we got to talk to a lot of cool people. And I'm telling you, I had all the stuff that I normally bring. Nobody was like, oh, what's this and what's this, and you do CMEs, and we could listen to a podcast, do CMEs. They walked right up to where all the cronuts were. They literally stuck their finger in the cronut, and they were like, what the fuck is this?
Well, it's whatever you want to make it to be.
Right? Well, since you're fingering them. And that's when I started texting you guys, and oh man. So the next person that came up after you guys had said, oh, you should start charging for the fingering, I was like, yep, they stuck their finger in. I was like, that's going to be $1.50 for that finger action there, Cotton. And they looked at me and just started laughing.
Nice.
I was like, no. I'm serious. And they put it down.
Right. When you come over someone's place, you just stick your finger in their shit? Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
It was super funny, but people seem to, they were an attention getter. They were a conversation piece. Most everybody thought they were like some kind of stress ball, and I was like, you can use them as stress balls. That's what my kids do. Like, absolutely. Yeah. But they were a total
stress
hit.
Ball, masturbator, whatever you want to use it for.
I mean,
it's whatever you want to use it for.
You are
a finger baiter.
That would be pretty fucking uncomfortable,
right? And really tiny. I mean, you got to be like pencil.
Hey,
would we have to?
There's a lot of people with Southern European heritage.
Would we have to change the name to like a flesh nut or a crowlite?
Ooh.
Oh man, that's awesome. So as we get started here, you guys are gonna be put into a rural farming district.
I was hoping for Time Machine.
No hot tub Time Machine.
Great movie.
But this rural
great movie.
It is
underrated movie.
It
underrated.
is. I agree.
I'm not gonna let you talk. I'm gonna keep talking about Hot Tub Time Machine.
Well, just wait an hour and you can talk all about it. So this call takes place in a rural farming district.
Are you building a house, Phil?
I don't know what
fuck.
he's
Did he get his hands on
with
the
vag door.
Are you slamming the door again?
Seriously, what the fuck is he doing?
Stop moving.
I'm doing my rig check.
Well, that's great.
Like a good little.
I told you to mute
yourself. I was about to say you forget you're a paramedic, right? I was like, I'm like a good EMT. Wait a minute.
At least he's on top of things.
Check your rig.
No shit. So Val says my sister was an extra in Hot Tub Time Machine.
No shit.
That is freaking rock on. Like,
it's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
So
Very underrated.
it is very underrated. So for the third time, rural farming district. It's covered by a BLS volunteer ambulance service that staffs their ambulance with a CPR certified driver and 2 EMT basics. These volunteers outsource their ALS coverage to a countywide ambulance service. The county ambulance is staffed with a paid EMT basic and a paramagician. There's a couple hospitals.
Sorry, but there's a dog disappearing into Butch's head.
Oh, puppy.
It's all blurred out.
Oh. Just get there you go. It's sort of nope. There it goes again.
No,
never mind.
There it goes.
So there are three hospitals within the area. A local community hospital that offers orthopedic services, and they are about 40 minutes away. A stroke/cardiac center approximately an hour away, and a trauma center approximately 1.5 hours away. I know, you're just
hey, check this out. All you people that live out there.
Available?
No, it won't be. It's a BLS crew with the driver. There ain't no chopper.
I mean, you never know. Like,
I know.
Get to the chopper!
It could be coming. Let's put it that way.
Get him on the phone for every call before we even start.
I know, right? These are the ones where it's like auto dispatch for chest pain because the ALS is going to get there, but like the flight ALS is going to get there before the ground ALS.
Auto dispatch for the alpha calls.
Oh, yeah. Just take the toe pain. It'll be fine.
Never trust the alphas.
So you guys are dispatched to Priority 1, a Delta priority, to a local private residence for a what's called over dispatch, and I quote, high-speed motorcycle accident. No other dispatch information.
Can you send me a helicopter and a hearse, please?
And the coroner.
The helicopter just to make it look good.
Right.
Get the mop out.
You know what I mean?
Both the ALS and the BLS agencies are dispatched to this particular scene. So we've
sounds BLS to me.
We're kind of hearing your guys' initial thoughts. But like when you get like no patient information, you get high-speed motorcycle accident, do you automatically like go to, yep, I'm going to get there and it's going to be like a trauma arrest, or like what are you guys thinking initially?
The worst.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I always think, because there's no real like protection on a motorcycle, and people high speed could be either 80 or 180 because
now watch.
people drive like dicks.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker will be standing there smoking a cigarette. We'll walk past him and go like, "Well, where's the patient? Oh, I'm over here, man."
Hey,
I remember. My neck hurts.
I remember doing an episode just like that.
Yeah, so do
Yeah,
I. I remember doing a call just like that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
That was some, that was some fat fuck who,
Where's the patient? Oh, he's right here.
he's right here.
Fry fucking frozen chicken
You
wings.
say something.
That is so the worst. Oh my god, that was fucking hysterical. But yeah, I think
we interrupted Phil. He was trying to make an excellent point. We interrupted him.
Oh, sorry, Phil
My
Foundation.
bad.
Now he's quiet again.
What was I saying?
I don't know. You were saying something that sounded like it was
I
important.
don't know.
No, I was just making a joke about the other episode that we did.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. So
I'm not important.
He
It's
was
okay.
he was co-signing for us. We're good.
Yes.
okay.
Good.
So
Co-signing the RMA.
So
Yeah.
I 100% agree that like these calls, you got to think worse before anything better. Because yeah, like as Phil said, high speed could be 40 or it could be 200. Like it.
I mean, what are they basing the high speed on? You know what I mean? It's like, is it just because it's a road that has a high speed limit,
Right.
or is it somebody actually said, "Yo, I seen this motherfucker fly through the air," and you're like, "Oh, well, that shit must-
He flew 25 feet and hit a barn.
right.
He's checking his blood
Have you
sugar.
have you ever seen the one with the coyote and the road runner? Yeah, like that.
Motherfucker said beep beep.
Splat.
He held up a sign that said "Yikes," and then he hit the barn.
And they said, "Ouch." I think the bike said Acme on it. I'm not sure.
He was holding an umbrella in the other hand, but it was way too small.
Oh man. So
I think we're showing our age now.
Yeah, a little bit.
it's all right. I watched that cartoon too, so it's okay.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
as the units are responding, County 911 updates them that more information is coming from the scene. Units are told that the caller is now telling them this was a high-speed dirt bike accident with one rider. At this point, the paramedic responding to the call does the most proper thing and requests the Helio Chopper because this area does not actually have automatic standby policies. They have to request the use of the aircraft. So this paramedic does that, and no immediate answer is given on the helicopter via dispatch. They just say, "Yep, we will find out."
Does somebody use the word expedite?
Now I know the sources of where you get. I wouldn't say all because I know a lot of people send stuff in, but for stuff like this, they always kind of have that same ring to them, and I know the source for those calls. I just have to ask: are they like dipping into my old calls where I've used them, and they're like, "Oh, here's another fucked up one. Here, give that one to them," and they just don't realize they're all mine.
No. This
Because this sounds like the one with the dirt bike.
as far as I'm aware,
where me and Farmer Bob had to go up, in the fucking in the gator, like 45 degrees up the fucking hill. My partner jumps out halfway up. She's fucking scared shitless, and yeah, the kid went end over on the fucking dirt bike.
Oh,
Flew through the air.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on it.
So
Now you've dated yourself.
now you have dated yourself. So at this time, the BLS agency arrives on the scene. They are waved into the driveway by multiple people doing the amazing crazy waver dance.
The wacky wave.
No, that's the
And-
signal. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
This must not be the driveway. Keep going.
Turn around.
The EMTs step out of the rig and are bum rushed by two people. And those two people identify themselves as family of the patient. They
Okay.
tell you that the patient is a 48-year-old male who is out back in the woods
Oh, he's on a dirt bike.
and has crashed his dirt bike. The family then tells the EMTs that they were having a family barbecue. And,
Alcohol is involved.
And that multiple people at the party began riding on the trails around
course
the
they did.
property.
After they got drunk.
Absolutely. They say that he came over a small hill, and then after that small hill, there is a significant slope and drop, lost control, and crashed hard into the ground. But nobody saw like it perfectly. Like they don't know. They know he crashed into the ground. They don't know if he also smashed some trees on the way through.
Nobody got it on video for YouTube or TikTok or anything, so nobody can be famous.
Apparently not.
Damn it.
Do they know if he was wearing a helmet?
We find out later on that I'll give you this information now. We find out later on that he is not wearing a helmet.
I'm shocked.
Oh, outstanding.
I know, right? Shocker. So
I just love how they go, he crashed into the ground. I'm like, as opposed to the what?
I'm not. Yes.
Did he crash up?
I mean, maybe he was trying to move up in the world and he wanted to crash up. I don't know.
Hey, the powers of physics has ceased to exist on his farmland.
Maybe. So
He got the dirt bike from the same guy who sold Jack his beanstalk beans.
That's right.
So before the EMTs make their way to the patient and see how this guy is faring, based on just the story that you guys have been told, what does your mechanism spidey sense tell you at this point?
Oh,
Fucked
shit.
up.
Fuck
He's going to be foobar?
right? Total foobarness. Jesse also wants to say thank you to Gerard. Gerard is absolutely fucking killing it. Jokes on point tonight. So there you go.
Thank you.
There's your
Golf
kudos for the night.
Golf
G.
clap. Golf clap.
Go fuck.
So
Thank you.
oh, fuck off.
What'd you do?
I broke the thing again.
Why are you breaking things?
Because that's what I'm good at. I'm telling you,
break?
every single week,
Gentle
something,
touch.
something.
Gentle touch.
It's always something.
Just the tip. Gentle stroke.
Gentle
just-
stroke,
just
gentle
the tip.
touch. Just a tip.
So anywho, as this gets going here,
Remember you were saying something about how raunchy we might get?
Yeah, we're just yeah.
so you know where that came from? When I was at the show, I had mentioned to the show director saying like, hey, you know, it would be really cool if we took the podcast and made it like a panel. And we do like the show in front of the whole conference. I was
Please
like,
tell me he said it.
what?
No, go ahead. I'm waiting.
No, all that I said was I was like, I gave her, you know, the card for the show, and I was like, here, check us out, you know, whatever. It's like the only thing that, you know, I would say is we would not be as, you know, filthy and raunchy as we are on the actual show in front of everybody in the conference. You know, because that somewhat looks unprofessional, but you know, that's all.
Somewhat. No, I was kind of hoping like I would have had a bit of a reputation, and she would have been like, "Oh, well, see, that would have been great." But you know that dude, that big guy there, yeah, can you like tell him no?
Nope.
Because then I've been like, but you
wasn't
have heard of me.
So you're still safe. You're still gonna get driven up here or flown up here to come to the panel.
Yeah.
So the EMTs grab their first in bag and they begin to walk through the yard towards where the patient is. The crew walks about the length of a football field before they come to a tree line. The primary EMT moves down the small hill and into the trees. There they find a male doing exactly what Gerard says, minus the smoking. He's
just standing. I was just about to ask. How far from the wrecked bike is he?
About 1.5 feet.
Oh, okay. So it's not like
sitting in
they
his
walked
feet.
the football field and were like, well, the bike was back there.
Nope.
So here's my question: we got all. How do I say it's politically correct? I'm not gonna. We got all these rednecks around here drinking beer, and nobody's got a pickup truck that we could drive our
For
first
real,
responders
dude?
out.
No one. Why don't we just drive the fucking Bambulance?
Or a side by side to
no.
drive out there. You know, it's like
I'm with you.
Don't bring the ambulance.
I'm
you know
with
what
you.
happens when people bring ambulances in places they shouldn't go.
you know, so we could do a paramedic things and EMT things. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. So
Gerard, that sounds like my senior prom night, going places you're not supposed to go.
Ah, good one. Nice.
So
Very nice.
so they find this guy standing above the dirt bike, and
Yeah, just hanging.
He's leaning against a tree like this with his arms against the tree.
Like gangsta or like
Like-
I'm taking a nap.
I don't exactly know. All they said was that the arms were crossed and that he was leaning against the tree.
Oh,
So
okay.
like I don't know, almost like he's, you know, just tired and resting.
Like you can't breathe so good right now.
Probably. So he appears alert. His eyes are open. The primary EMT makes contact and starts what I'm gonna say is a very quick, down and dirty primary physical exam. So they find he's alert, but he's confused, only oriented to himself. And providers described the look on his face as the 1,000-foot stare. Airway is open.
Well, call me back when it's 1,000 yards. We'll talk.
Right?
Anyway.
Airway's open. There's no fluid or debris noted within the airway. However, there are abrasions to his cheeks with dirt on his face.
I'm betting he rung his bell.
I'm sure he did. Breathing appears shallow and tachypnic. He reports that he cannot breathe. No accessory muscle use, but he clearly appears to be in some respiratory distress. Peripheral pulses are present, strong and regular. No active bleeding is noted.
What does the bike look like?
We'll get there. He is profusely diaphoretic on his face and neck, but nowhere else. due to the position of him leaning against the tree, they don't actually look at his chest at this point
That's
in
what's
time.
about the axe was, did they look at his chest?
They don't at this point. They do later on. So,
well, I would hope so.
So from you asked.
Now this is just BLS right now, right?
This is just BLS.
One EMT.
Yep, 2 EMTs are on the scene.
I thought you said 1 EMT and 1 driver.
Nope, 1 driver, 2 EMTs.
Oh, even nicer.
Yep. So you asked about the bike.
Yeah, what's it look like?
The bike has almost no damage. It's laying on its side, and there's no bent, broken pieces on it. There's like no scratches on it. Handlebars aren't bent. It looks almost perfectly intact, other than it's got some mud and dirt on it.
Does it look like anything around there looks like it's like protruding from the ground, or like you could land on it and fuck yourself up? Or?
Not from what these guys said to me. They said right after the hill, there was an impact site where the dirt had like, you could clearly tell that like something hit there. And then there was kind of like a skid mark, and that was it.
It's a Bigfoot.
Absolutely a Bigfoot.
Sasquatch did it.
Big skid mark too.
I'd be totally intrigued to see what the people in the chat are thinking. We got quite a few in the chat tonight, so if you guys are thinking anything, let me know. But what are you guys like? Where are your immediate thoughts to this guy based on the findings thus far, and what does this crew need to do like mucho pronto?
Do you want me to go from EMT or paramedics?
Both.
I think
sorry.
I think this guy's probably popped a pneumo, if not more. The way he was standing on a tree like that, he's trying to get more air into this space. He's like this. That's your body's natural reaction, try to get the air in there. So might even have a little bit of neurogenic shock going on. If all they see is the sweating here, and of course they haven't checked here yet, but some kind of neurogenic shock going on.
That's true.
Yeah, I was thinking he had his arms up like that because he was like, "Ooh, that Old Spice is smelling really good." Yeah. But no, like for me, like number one thing is, I want to. Can we look at the chest, please, before I start trying to figure out what the hell's going on? I want to see what I'm looking at, because if I see a lot of nasty shit, well, all right, that's gonna clue me into what the hell's going on the inside.
Right, and I agree with Butch a lot in that his position might be solely because he's trying to suck in air and stuff like that. And who knows how this guy actually landed? Like, there's an impact zone, but like, who knows? Did he whack his, head? Like, did he whack his chest on the bike? Did he whack his chest on a tree? Like,
I was gonna say, he's a foot away from the bike and he was leaning up against a tree. Did he just hit the fucking tree?
Right.
Because then that changes everything.
Right. Yep. Exactly. So the primary EMT tells their EMT partner to check back with the county to see the availability of that Helio chopper, which they do. And dispatch comes back and says they do have air medical available. They have been in the air for 3 minutes.
Oh, thank you.
And will be about 25 minutes out from the scene. That would be nice if dispatch actually told them that.
That'd be cool,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's not like we need an update or anything.
No, we don't need a fucking update at all.
Bike. We don't even know those things.
Right, so 25 minutes, I can have him fully assessed in the back of the ambulance, head to toe trauma assessment, have a collar on him, have some O's going if we need it, help him breathe if we need it, get everything. So by the time they show up in 20 minutes, get some. Well, of course, you got to get the insurance information and
absolutely
signatures, demos.
Let's do that before the assessment and the
assessment. Correct. Yes, we don't touch anybody without the insurance.
We got to make sure that we have priorities here, gentlemen.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So.
And by the time all that's done, 25 minutes should have passed, and
absolutely.
Chopper should be there, and then we just be like,
"Here you go." Yeah. Right.
Gotta get fire on the scene to set up that landing zone.
Yep, that's true. It might take them a little bit of time to hoof it out there. Mm-hmm. So the primary EMT makes the decision to launch the helicopter and have them land right at the scene, as there is a large field that they just walked through. So, which is cool.
Probably a good idea.
Yep. So, and I like how, I like that the medic was the one who said, "Yeah, give me the chopper." But
wait, what medic?
the paramedic that was dispatched to this call.
Oh, I thought it was just the 2 EMTs.
It is.
Well, there's a medic on the way from the county ambulance.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I gotcha.
But remember, the medic was the one who said, "Hey, can we get a helicopter?" The EMT
No, I thought the
on the
EMT did.
scene was the one that was like, "Send them actually to the scene," which I think is awesome.
Yeah, why not?
So the secondary EMT,
Phil, I'll pop smoke. They'll know where to land.
absolutely right. The secondary EMT sizes and applies a cervical collar. The patient's not complaining of any pain to his head, neck, or back. He remains confused, still complaining of shortness of breath, and is now developing some right to center chest pain. The primary EMT places him on 10 liters per minute oxygen via non-rebreather mask. And
Why?
because he's short of breath with pain,
What's his stats though?
they don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
We did not do a set of vital signs until about 5 more paragraphs, gentlemen.
All right. Okay, so we administer medication before we take vitals.
Well,
Okay, cool.
absolutely.
Next.
I mean, you know,
Next.
it is what it is.
Next.
So
I mean, the guy isn't dying, so yeah, we could hold off on the O's for a little bit. I mean, he's not turning Smurf yet, so I mean, we can hold off on that. But okay, go on.
but it maybe this is the state where they mask and blast everybody. I don't know. So
They work for a fire department on the side, don't they?
probably. Do you guys remember that there's a driver of this BLS ambulance?
I do.
So that guy's still
Pembridge
there.
Farms remembers.
Yeah, that guy's still there, and
Oh, okay.
he's told via radio from the secondary EMT, across the field, to get back in the truck and drive over to where they are. So they do. No big deal. They get over to the tree line. Again, no big deal. So do you
Didn't I read something about mud?
mud? There was no
I
mud.
thought, okay.
I didn't read anything about mud. Barbecue
Oh.
and dirt bike.
Hope they got the posi traction.
Hopefully
Yeah.
they got the posi traction.
One wheel spins, the other doesn't do nothing.
Yep. You all know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So the ambulance gets through the yard, no problem. Parks next to the wood line that these guys are operating in. The EMTs perform one of the oldest tricks in the book that you never fucking see anymore, and they pull out a standing takedown to a backboard.
Oh. Can we put a KAD on too, just for the shits and giggles while we're here?
Wow.
Yep. They pull out.
Wow.
Now, I don't know the age of these EMTs. They could be like
When we got rid of it-
new, or they could be like 80. I don't know.
When we got rid of the standing takedown, I believe the medical director's final words regarding it was, I will have anybody's card I see do a standing takedown on anybody from this point forward.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Did they throw the mass trousers on to make for just for good measure too?
Just wait, guys. The sandbag.
Well, no, he
on
wanted
the
to keep
chest
his
is
arms
coming.
up, so just slide one arm in each leg of the pant and inflate it, and he'll be out like Jesus. I can't put my arms down.
Oh my!
Put him down when you get to the hospital.
Right.
I just knew you guys would appreciate that. So they do this standing takedown. And,
Administered activated charcoal.
Yep. I'm telling you, the sandbag to the chest is coming.
It's coming.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you worry. It's coming.
I was
I
thinking
will lose
it.
my mind if there's a sandbag.
I was thinking it.
Because when you add more weight to someone's chest, they breathe more better. Boom.
More
Absolutely.
weight means you breathe more good.
Hey Joey,
Well,
get the
it's like,
sandbag.
it's like you can't score points unless you score a touchdown. Boom. Like no shit.
So, so they do this standing takedown. They secure him to the board 100%. And because the fire department still ain't there, They get the family and the driver along with these two providers to help carry him over to the ambulance.
Of course they do.
They get him on the stretcher, and then they choose to leave him on the backboard, which is interesting. I mean, I guess, they did all of this work for, spinal motion restriction, standing takedown. So I guess,
they're gonna put
it
him in,
makes
they're gonna
sense.
put him in Trendelenburg in a minute.
Did they fill the voids?
So inside the ambulance,
I know you watched an episode of Emergency to get all this, didn't you? I know what happened.
I
This is
didn't.
what this is from.
This is Reno 911. So the primary.
Rick, if I hear you say that they called the hospital and asked for 2 large bore IVs to run D5W and transport immediately, I'm just gonna leave.
Oh, nice.
Fucking Johnny and Roy. Oh.
Go ahead, Squad 51.
So the primary EMT begins their secondary assessment.
Yes,
While the secondary EMT gathers a baseline set of vitals. Finally. The assessment Finally, the assessment finds no head trauma, no deformity to the head. However, family tells
the head blocks are in the way. How can they fucking tell?
I know, right? And I guess it's not no head trauma, it's no new head trauma, since before they said there was a couple abrasions here and there, but nothing like super crazy.
Question.
Go ahead.
How much has he had to drink? Did we ever find that out? Because that could explain why he's feeling no pain.
We don't.
And why
2 beers.
his memory's fucked.
We don't
It's
know.
It's
First one and the last one. I know.
two beers. So I had
A couple beers.
2 beers.
Two beers.
Couple beers, bro.
I've been drinking water.
Bro.
Okay, so it says here down a couple paragraphs, I wrote in a fair amount of alcohol on board.
So there's your no pain. There's your no pain, and there's your altered mental status.
Yep. Or there's an add-on to like the no pain and an add-on to the altered mental status because he whacked his noggin on the fucking tree or the ground or the bike or whatever.
Sasquatch. It's always Sasquatch.
It would have been so much cooler if he left the smiley face.
That would be nice. So they find no deformities to the head. However, family tells EMS that his face looks to be approximately 1 to 2 times the normal size, just in his face. Shirt is removed. Lung
Did
sounds.
he land on a beehive? I don't know. It's one of these fucking. Oh no, this isn't Patreon.
This
Okay,
isn't
so this is
Patreon.
Patreon. If this is Patreon, it would have been a beehive.
Damn
He
skippy.
instantly has Addison's disease. He's now has Moon's face.
Right.
Boom, done.
Right.
So let's see. Shirt's removed.
And then Sam Elliott showed up out of nowhere.
Lung sounds are
Good
taken.
for you, Ella.
Lung sounds are taken, and return is clear in all fields. They're diminished on the right side, but they're still present. The chest wall feels intact, but there is some point tenderness to the right flank. There's no bruising or swelling noted to that area.
Anybody flunk flanks?
Flank.
Legs are intact with no signs of injury or deformity. Vital signs are taken via that other EMT. Manual blood pressure returns as 116/5/8. Heart rate via the pulse ox, because they didn't do a palp, is 98. Respiratory rate of about 30, SpO2 of 91. Still on the 10 liters non-rebreather.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Don't believe it.
Don't believe it. Why not?
Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I don't believe those lung sounds.
I think what they thought was clear was nothing.
Was nothing.
And what they thought was diminished was maybe a little movement.
Yeah.
Because how many times, it's all clear. And you're like, well, if by nothing you mean clear, well, then technically you're right. But.
Okay. So you're thinking that the clear was absent.
Yep.
And they didn't hear anything. They just thought they did. And what they heard is the diminished was actually something.
Yeah, it was air movement in that diminished spot. Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
But the clear had to have been absent. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, with the rest of like in the 30s and that SpO2 and the way he's presenting, yeah, I don't buy what they're spooning out right now.
Okay. At this point in time, the paramagician unit arrives on scene.
Oh, we're safe.
Yep. Throw your hands up. We're good. They find the BLS ambulance in the back of the field, and the medic grabs their cardiac monitor and drug bag and heads strolling into the other ambulance.
God, I wish we could have our own.
Fuck is he in the backboard?
Dude, I wish we could have our own theme music. Like
Yeah,
wherever we
every
walk,
hero needs a theme
you know?
music.
That'd be
Ooh,
great.
like paramedic theme music, stroll
Yeah.
music. I
yeah,
like it.
you know, like Jungle Boogie. Right when you pull on, it's like get down, get down.
Maybe that's something I'll work on.
You know?
I think I'd be more of a fan of the backyard boogie, but who am I?
I mean, who are
Oh.
you, Phil?
I'm not gonna make a backdoor joke. I swear I won't.
But you really want to. I know you do.
I do. I really do.
I know you want to.
I mean, it is
What
like
if I
butt
just do-
drugs.
What if I just do that? No. Okay.
Well, now you're like one of those cool guys with the pickup trucks that puts the big sticker on the back and is like, "Yeah, man, I'm a ladies' man." Like, yeah, I'm sure you are, buddy. No, don't worry, it'll get bigger when you get older. I swear.
I just
I'm a grower,
can't
not a
be
shower.
I can't be bilingual though. See. So.
Well, you know, you got that going for you.
That's right. So,
Sweetheart, I promise. I'm a grower, not a shower.
so once inside, the primary EMT tells the medic how this dude was found, that he remains to be confused. He's got complaints of increasing chest pain, and shortness of breath. The medic speaks to the family members outside of the ambulance because all the doors are open and they're still watching because that's how we roll.
Drinking beers.
Absolutely got to be drinking
popcorn while
beers.
this is going on.
No. I'm sure
That
there
would
was
be
probably some pulled pork of some kind.
Ooh.
I mean, that would
Ooh,
probably be good.
I might have to
barbecue
stop my
food.
assessment. Be like, oh, hold on a second. But yeah, all right, right.
So
All right, I'll be right back.
the family member says that that he wasn't wearing a helmet, was traveling a very good speed through the property as they open it up through this field.
Of course. I believe the kids call that ripping.
Yep, ripping.
Ripping.
And he does have a fair amount of alcohol on board, as they were drinking a lot before riding started.
So he went over his helmet.
Oh, interesting. There you go. I like it. The medic. What is the first thing the medic should do?
Get him off the fucking backboard.
Re-listen to lung sounds.
How about do your own assessment?
What is the first thing you think the medic does?
Okay, hold on. Close my eyes. I'm pulling up on scene. First thing I want to do is, where's my patient?
Is my scene safe? Do I have proper BSI on? How many patients do I have? Do I have to call
BSI.
for
I'm
more
with you on all
resources?
that. I'm with you on all that. Now, what do you think the medic actually does first?
I'm
None of
going
that.
to
Starts an
say starts an IV.
They,
Yeah.
oh, guys, you're killing
Talks to
me.
the family.
Nope. He's talking to the family, right? That's where they
Okay.
get all that other information from. But
All
the
right.
first thing the
Pop-
medic actually does,
Pops a beer and has a hamburger.
oh, that would be so fly. Nope.
Holds manual
he-
stabilization.
Nope. The medic decides that in this point in time, the best action
BLS.
to do
It's
Oh.
nothing.
is put him on the forelead. Because, it's cardiac. That's why he's having chest pain, of course.
No.
Hold on a second. See, this is where we run into issues with people.
This is why nurses think we're stupid.
Because
This
You
is
have
why I
people
enjoy writing these so very much. You have no idea.
Who don't take all the signs and symptoms into account. And I'm just saying, 'cause we've all seen it done. I've seen people, do, like I said, just like I guess I'm gonna hold manual stabilization. But you're the fucking paramedic. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
I've seen people do shit like that.
So
but I've also seen people. Well, I didn't see it with my own two eyes, but I was told many times, many times
does it help
about
when I do this?
it does.
Okay.
No. This is a different one. about a certain prospective adenosine push. When you had all signs and symptoms and patient history given to you, and you go, okay, but the heart rate's at 150, so here we go, we're doing adenosine.
Yep.
You don't take anything else into account, but you just go, oh, look at that. So yeah, oh, he's got chest pain. Oh, I should do a fucking 4. No, I get it, but this is a trauma, dude.
So eventually, this could end up being a heart issue, but not right now.
It could.
Well,
He could have had a fucking heart attack and flipped over the handlebars. I don't know.
I mean, eventually you work yourself into you could work yourself into a cardiac tamponade, something fun like that.
Right.
Eventually.
Which could be happening, yeah, or some
But
kind of
not right
fucking,
now.
Right.
hemo going on in there. Yeah, I know.
Right.
Unless you're gonna pull out a needle about that long, perform a pericardiocentesis, which you're not gonna do, then
No,
I
that's what you're
surely
gonna do.
hope not.
No, you'll be doing that.
But
to move on.
But I'll tell you, like it's one of
my
those
brain
things.
hurts.
Like we sit there and we make fun of this decision, but how many other paramedics would have done this? Like there's no assessment. They take all the EMT's word for it, right? They don't listen to lung sounds. They don't do any of that, and they go, oh well, I'm a paramedic, so I guess I should put on the monitor first. Like,
well,
but again,
I try to convey this to my whenever I used to get an intern, and I'm like, all right, so you have to also take into consideration things like what is the probability of, because you can't just I forget how I used to call it. It was a medic lacking in algebraic skills, meaning if 2 + 2 has to equal 4 and there's never any variables. So it's just straight up fucking math. They don't do any kind of fucking equation with it, right? And
oh. Gerard froze mid-sentence.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, man, it looks like Butch froze, too.
I'm the only one here.
Well, then you take it over. What do you think of this guy
Oh.
until they come back?
He's not grasping the full. What the fuck is going on?
Gerard's looking down right now, and he's talking, but he's frozen. So I'm getting a lot of like.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm sorry, everybody.
This guy is very tongue.
I hear words.
Oh, there he is. So Gerard, we completely missed all of that. You and Butch froze. Me and Phil took over the show for a minute there.
That's because you fucking froze, and you froze us the fuck out. That's the problem.
Apparently. So I heard 2 + 2 = 4, and then nothing after that.
Froze up.
Oh, okay. Well.
So hopefully you can eloquently say it as good as you did the first time.
I'll say it as eloquently as I fucking can. So basically, if you can't see anything more than one sign or one symptom at a time, and you don't take the probability of it not being something based on what else has been going on, then you are going to have a very, very, very hard time doing this job, and it might not be for you, because you can't look at this situation. Oh, he's complaining of chest pain. Oh, I guess the first thing I should do is hook him up to the cardiac monitor. No, it's chest pain because he was in a fucking traumatic injury. So he probably needs you to do other things for his chest so he doesn't fucking die, and then it really becomes a cardiac problem because it don't work no more.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea. Just saying.
It's so your wife there, Gerard, is throwing shade in the in the comments. Unless the paramagician is going to needle decompress or give pain meds, just let the BLS crew take it. The guy will probably live. I mean, she's not wrong.
Wow.
So
talking with them big fucking britches now, huh?
Right? So
you get one little fucking code save, and all of a sudden it's fucking, oh shit, I know it all, baby.
Remember, she's in the next room. So,
I forgot about that.
so you're gonna have to walk past that shit.
I'm just gonna stay here with my alien spooge tonight.
So the initial rhythm comes back as a sinus attack.
What? No way.
I know, shocker, right? But then the medic even doubles down on this and gets a 12 lead too.
Of course he does, because it was chest pain.
Because it was chest pain, and
I knew that was coming.
they find no ST elevations, no what is it? All over systemic ST elevations.
Yeah, I tell you what, leave those on, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
It's going to change for you. Trust me.
Absolutely. Hopefully, you'll see it on the monitor.
You'll get it.
So the medic then goes, because they've done the most important thing first.
I believe that's called foreshadowing.
Right. The medic did the most important thing first. So then they go and do the second least important thing, and they listen to lung sounds next. And they confirm that.
No, that's good. I want them to listen to lung sounds.
Me too. Just I would have liked it reverse.
Yeah, I get it. Strike that. Reverse it. Yeah, I get it.
So they listen to lung sounds, and they hear clear bilaterally in all fields.
Of course they did.
Diminished in the bases.
Of course they did.
Very shallow, but present. Equal chest rise and fall. No visible trauma or bruising to the chest wall.
Very shallow. But clear in all fields.
Yep.
Okay, so if it's shallow, how did you hear all the fields?
Fuck if I know, man.
It's hard to get lung sounds. You go.
I also agree with that too.
You know, when the air only gets like that far up the lung, you know what I mean?
It's hard. Yep. So
I'm just saying.
Wait, and how did he properly do lung sounds when you're on a fucking backboard?
There's that too.
I
know what he does next. Orthostatics. All right, we're gonna stand him up on the backboard.
Well,
and we'll take him down again.
Do a standing takedown in reverse.
A laying lift. What would that be? A laying lift up?
Laying lift. I like it.
Just watch his head on the roof. Boom.
Bonk. Head injury. So the medic sees that this guy is, increasingly tachypnic, and tells the EMTs to start ventilations with a BVM. They connect him to they connect an adult BVM to oxygen and begin to assist ventilations. The patient doesn't really like this whole mask thing over their face, so they're kind of trying to wiggle it back and forth, but not being able to move too far left and right with the head blocks and collar, they're able to actually ventilate this guy. He's still confused, he's alert, and he's asking a lot of repetitive questions at this point.
I wonder how he'd like it if I just RSI'd him. Then he'd just go right to sleep.
Then he would just go right to sleep. Yeah. So
because we have something that's going on that might get worse, and
so let's dive into that, because there's only one paramedic on this scene. There's no second paramedic coming to this scene.
I know.
No,
we're good. We're at where we need to be.
So where are you, thought processes? I'm assuming you guys want to decompress this guy. We're BVMing this, this call at this point in time, or this patient at this time.
And what does the BVM feel like?
It's made of plastic and it's squishy.
Yeah, I didn't get that information. I apologize.
Kind of like a boob.
So that little pneumothorax that we already have is going to be made worse when they're going squeezing with, so we got this major trauma going on, and we got that EMT going,
I mean, that's fair.
1,600, liters of oxygen in there.
So, I'm at this point right now where I'm thinking about the needle decompression, but I don't. How far away are we from the helicopter?
A few minutes, not even.
Okay, so they're almost here.
Yeah, 2 paragraphs later, it says they're on final. So it's minutes at this point.
All right. So at this point, I would probably go ahead and just pop one mid-clavicular, or not mid-axillary.
Okay.
I'd go for the low one, and put that in, and then we're not going to do anything else except a line until they get here.
Okay.
Because I don't want to do anything that they're going to want to do or undo.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, if they're almost here, I'll just hook them up with a freaking needle and an IV, and I'll hands off.
Butch, what are you thinking?
I would decompress. I would probably also do. What were the last vital signs? They were tacky.
They
what was the
were
pressure?
116 over 58.
Yeah, I do some fluids. I might even go as far as do a little pain meds on board because I know he says he's not feeling pain, but we're feeling some pain somewhere. He doesn't just know it. He just doesn't know it yet.
So this guy says he's feeling some chest pain, but it he's not.
Well, it's cardiac, so he's not really hurting.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. We've
Yeah, it's 12 leads fine. You could be less it.
we'll give him nitro here in a second. Don't you worry.
Yeah, that's right. We'll give some nitro,
Right.
a little bit of aspirin.
Yeah.
Phil, where are you going with this one?
I mean, definitely, I would personally decompress him. Get some airway shit ready just in case, shit goes downhill. And then just
Well, you know what they say.
a couple lines in.
Shit does roll downhill.
Oh, I was going to say, when the shit goes down, you better be ready.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like to prepare for the worst because I'm a black fucking cloud, a shit magnet, if you will.
Oh,
so it's, it's in my nature.
Are you though?
Not as bad as Gerard, but
Fuck you.
no offense. G.
Yes. Yes, I've worked with him a few times, and I've never called the helicopter as many times as I have unless I've worked with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
That's
fair.
true. That's a true
I'll
story.
just pull out bilateral 14 gauge EJs and put them on
There
my
you go.
back and walk them to the ER. That's fine.
All right.
Like Clint fucking Eastwood with those things, huh?
Mm-mm.
When you got air medical calling him, be like, "Are you working today?" No, well, we got their landings. I thought it was you.
Right. I
Did
told you
you-
that story, right?
Did you ever get your wings from them?
Nobody ever gave me no wings. Were they gonna give me wings?
I'm gonna have to find
I want
out.
wings, dude. Yeah,
I'm gonna have
hook me
to
up.
figure it out. So
That'd be cool.
so as we
I
continue
mean, Jesus
here,
Christ, I made him enough freaking money.
right?
Yeah, no, I told you the story that day, Dana, right? I'm sorry, one of their people called me.
The guy.
the guy,
The guy with the thing.
the
The
guy with
guy.
the thing.
Yeah, where I'm literally sitting on my day off in my underwear, vegging out watching TV, and the phone rings, and I hear this helicopter spooling up, you hear the turbines winding up, and hey, we're just firing up. What do you got? I got my fucking drink in my hand,
I got
and
Jerry
I'm watching
on.
TV. I'm sitting in my drawers. Why? What do you got? He's like, oh, well, we're coming to you. I'm like,
Hope not.
what are you talking about? Oh, there's a bad one in the county. Isn't it you? I'm like, nah, I'm off today. Oh, all right. Well, my bad. Click. Like, you hear a bad one in the county and you just fucking assume it's me.
Yep. Good for you, Gerard. So,
Nobody else has ever had a flight crew call them.
yeah, that is true. That's a fact right
Like,
there.
What the fuck, dude?
That is a fact. So so while the secondary EMT is ventilating this guy, the medic goes and places an 18 gauge to left AC. They hang a liter bag of saline, and they don't put it wide open, but it's like half open.
Why not put it wide open?
The reason that I was given was the blood pressure didn't reflect, aggressive fluid resuscitation. I don't
Okay,
know.
but
Trauma and anything that isn't 120/80, and you're
dude,
not going to go wide open.
Again, I'm just the messenger.
Diastolic in the 50s. We're not going to go wide open.
I know.
yeah, it's you're priming the pump. Granted, it's not blood, but it's something.
It is something.
He could have
Oh,
an
yeah.
internal bleed somewhere. It's not. You're getting ahead of the inevitable. I don't know.
Inevitable. So they
That was deep.
the after the IV's established, the medic goes ahead and gives 250 microgram fentanyl doses for pain. Lung sounds are taken again. It's still reported that they're clear in all fields, diminished but present. This guy says that his breathing, the patient itself says that the breathing is bad, but it's not worsening. They also report that the breathing's not bad, but the chest pain is increasing. Let's put it that way.
How's the patient tell
Is
him
it
when they're
increasing
bagging
with?
him?
I was
Because
gonna say, is it increasing with every squeeze of the bag?
I couldn't tell you. Couldn't
I
tell you.
bet it is.
But I'm assuming that if this guy is still like alert enough to fight the bag, that they're probably not taking over his ventilations, which is why he can still talk to him.
I'm just saying, if they're bagging, they'll be like, oh, you should probably keep that seal on there, to get the oxygen. If they think they need oxygen in there to keep the oxygen going.
I mean,
And
man's
probably
not
cut down
wrong.
on the chit chat.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's that.
So, vital signs are taken. This time the NIBP cuff is used. It comes back as 139 over 85. Heart rate is an even 100. Respiratory rate of 36. SpO2 of 92.
Yeah, if I had somebody here with me, there'd be 2 darts in them, and we'd be dropping a tube. We'd be putting them under.
Excuse me.
I kind of like the tube idea. I
Yeah,
kind of like where all this is going.
I want to.
Just nasally intubate him.
I mean, you
No,
totally
nah,
could
I'm
do that
good.
too, but
You could. I don't know.
with possible head injury that we don't know
No,
about,
I wouldn't do it.
No.
No.
So it's told to the EMS crew that air medical's on the final approach. The medic goes ahead and just looks over this patient one more time. They still, still no head, neck, back pain. Right flank pain still present. There's no crepitus in that area. There's no bruising or other trauma noted to that area. During the further palpation, there is notable sharp pain to the left hip area, causing him to almost jump.
Let's get a binder.
Right, jump upwards on palpation, but no other findings are noted. So, flight team lands, crew moves inside of the ambulance. Full report from the EMT and the paramedic are given to the flight team. Flight team gathers vital signs and performs their own exam. The flight team reports that there is equal chest rise, clear and present lung sounds, just like before. But they also find that there's a slight rise in the pectoral muscle of about a half an inch. That goes previously unnoticed by all of the other crews.
Well, he was doing chest and back that day.
Right? Absolutely. This rise is entirely on the right side from the abdomen to the neck. They palpate this rise, and it feels just squishy. So
Like air?
They palpate it, and it feels like, fat squishy. They palpate it again, but they go way deeper at this point, and they do feel the presence of subcutaneous emphysema. End tidal and oxygen saturations are reported to be in normal, good ranges. Other vital signs are also what was reported as not concerning from the flight team. The two discuss the need for intubation, but they actually decide not to intubate an RSI based off of the current presentation. They also, I don't know. This is all reported secondhand. This is the one that I'm interesting to see what your guys' reactions are. They also discuss the need for needle decompression, but they say that this gentleman does not meet that criteria, and they do not do it at this point in time.
Really?
This is verbatim from the crews that gave me this call.
What was their reason?
that they did not believe that the patient showed signs of a tension pneumo, so that didn't meet their standards of
So
needle
we
decompression.
wait for the tension before we decompress.
I'm just telling you what is here. Whether
It's like
you agree
wiping
with
your
it or
ass
not, I'm
and
just
then
saying.
taking a shit. You know?
So, finally, after seeing I'm just going to finish because we're right at the end here. Finally, after seeing the sub-Q emphysema, seems to be slowly growing. And they also find out that they believe that, remember how we said this guy's face was bigger?
Yeah.
Right? They think that also has something to do with the air leakage. They do end up choosing to RSI this guy. RSI is done successfully in the ambulance. He's moved into the aircraft and he's flown to the trauma center. That would have been what, an hour and a half on ground?
Yeah.
Yep.
So before I give you updates and stuff like that, because I do have them, which is cool. What do you think how'd this call go overall? And like, where are your thoughts with the flight team and this paramedic? Because I'm thinking, like, other than the EMTs, and this is my personal opinion, other than the EMTs doing a standing takedown and not looking at the chest, the EMTs pretty much did a solid job. Like, they hit all of their marks that they're going to do. What are your guys' thoughts?
No, they didn't.
Okay, what could they have done differently that I'm overlooking?
They forgot to get a BG.
Fuckers.
He could have been hypoglycemic after all the alcohol intake,
That's what caused the power of flight.
and that's
right
what
there.
caused the accident.
Jackass.
Jackass.
See?
Jackass. I
It
mean,
was
yeah.
hypoglycemia all along.
So after hearing further details, I've changed. I mean, I can understand the not decompressing because I think he has something else going on in there. But I'll let you give the diagnosis. But
No, I want to hear it first. Give me ideas. Give me reasons. I like these.
I don't think now after hearing this, I mean, I would have thought from the beginning that yes, this guy's got a pneumo. We got to do some things. But now after the assessments, things like that, I think this guy has a torn trachea.
Yeah, either torn or separated.
Yep. I think that's the issue with this guy now, which is, decompressing is not going to change any of what's happening to him. He needs cold steel to fix that.
Yeah.
So with the
I don't possess that level of knowledge.
of knowledge, right? Like that's where the
I-
Maha, like, we gotta
right,
bow
exactly,
to the
like-
master.
Like, forgive me, Owapo.
Because you know
I
the
do not
Phil
have
fella.
your superior
I mean, 'cause-
intellect and education.
He's got this growing puffy area.
Right, now
up
that you're
into the
saying it, I'm
face
like,
and-
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Maybe
You
it
could have
is.
even separated it too.
I mean, maybe it is a good thing that they boarded and collared this guy. And without even realizing it, maybe they did some justice there. I don't know.
Could have torn worse. Could have just been bad thing.
Right? That's an interesting fucking theory. So Phil, do you want
off, Cotton?
Phil, do you want to throw in here, or do you want me to read the update first?
I think it's probably more possibly the damage to like his upper like mid airway. Definitely, probably. I wouldn't say torn because I don't think he'd be able to like really speak unless it was like a pinpoint tear, but definitely probably like separated it somewhere. Or like maybe he has like a very, very slight puncture wound, like high upper apex of the lung.
Yep.
But I don't think decompressing it would have really helped because of where the swelling actually ended up being.
But without having, the knowledge of the ages, like some of us do, and me just being a lowly civil servant, I probably would have done it. I probably would have decompressed him and
Would it have hurt anything? Probably not.
continue bagging. You know?
I mean, clinical course, this guy's probably going to get a chest tube no matter
Oh
what.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, so like even there, and you're like, okay, well, I'm not causing him to get a chest tube that he wouldn't already get. You know, like
Yeah,
looking
so,
at
I
it
mean-
clinical course wise, you know where this call is going. You know, so all right, we'll hold there. Let me read the update because the update's kind of interesting. Especially
found
for
he had a UTI.
you know, dude, Jess brought home a call the other day, and she's like, "Let me talk to you." And she's like, "Would you have done this?" And you know, they ended up giving certain things, and she wanted to see if I would agree with those. And she's like, "Yeah," she goes, "You know, we gave this and that, the other thing, and I don't know, like we just weren't sure, like what was going on, and." You know, what exactly, you know, this patient's problem was. And I was like, honey, as soon as about a minute into the story, I knew exactly what it was. And she's like, what? I was like, UTI.
Nice.
And she looked at me and she's like,
Nice.
shut the fuck up.
UTI hyperglycemia. Just go away.
So, so the air medical crew ends up getting them. They do the RSI. RSI goes successfully. Saturations actually increase. And then
Surprising.
they get them into the aircraft. They start to fly, and it's reported that the flight team performed 2 needle decompressions on the right side because saturations began to fall into the 80s during flight. They never got them back above like 94. They kind of hovered in the low 90s. At the hospital, he's gifted a chest tube. And after the chest tube, saturations continue to fall.
Wow.
And the hospital was having some issues with keeping his saturations up. They end up getting him to surgery and then to the ICU.
Did he like completely pop a fucking lung?
So from the
Like when he hit the tree, did he have like a full breath?
So what I have next is what the EMS crew got as their like treating diagnosis
Wow.
from the update, which is he's being treated for bilateral hemopneumos, multiple right-sided.
He had a full breath.
Yep, multiple right-sided rib fractures, a left-sided pelvic fracture, and the one that none of us saw coming, a basilar skull fracture.
Wow.
I think he got tacoed around the tree. To be perfectly
I
fucking
mean-
honest, he just lucked out and didn't fucking. It did. You know. It did. Hey, it didn't leave a mark.
Right.
You know. It like
It was so
whatever
damn
happened.
fast that boom,
Right.
no mark
And
whatsoever.
But I think when he knew he was going down, he went and fucking took that big gulp of air and popped both of his fucking lungs when he hit that tree.
Yep.
And if he, they say it, they jokingly say it, but if he had been sober, probably would have killed him.
He'd be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, because this dude
Yeah.
probably flopped around like a fish. Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know? So yeah, like this dude was, as you know, you guys so eloquently put it, was totally foobarred from the start. You know, and it's one of those things like, you know, there's a at least in this state, you know, I want to kind of talk about the subcutaneous emphysema, right? Because not a lot of people see it. So like these guys completely missed it. It had to have been there before the flight crew got there, right? It doesn't just get there in 2 minutes.
In all fairness, when
In a
you're-
nursing home, it does.
Well,
Well, yeah.
absolutely.
It
the
happened
mag-
right when you
that's-
walked in the door.
It's a
Absolutely.
magical place.
Yeah.
It was magic. But no, when you're preoccupied with putting on a 4 lead, and you're preoccupied with standing takedowns
Fucking
and all this other
right.
all this stuff that you didn't really have to do, that you could have spent doing a really actual like full on detailed physical examination.
Mhm.
You know, especially hitting the areas where you think
But at the same point,
you know normally weird shit would happen.
but at the same
So you
point,
got a guy
Gerard,
who Yeah.
There were 3 assessments done on this guy,
And they all missed it.
and they all missed it.
So, no, I'm not saying I would have picked it up because I probably would have fucking missed the whole thing. Yeah, I probably would have been like, all right, here, have some fucking oral glucose and shut the fuck up. I don't know.
Yum.
Oral glucose, yum. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. So, like I was saying, you have all this extraneous information that you're not paying any attention to because you're just paying attention to what's in front of your face. You got a dude who went off a bike, flipped over, probably tacoed on a goddamn tree. He's having trouble breathing. He has chest pain. His sats aren't going up, but you're not really hearing much going on in the lungs. Okay, they're clear. Okay, are they clear or are they just, there's just nothing really going on in the lungs? You know what I mean? So you got all these things going, and nobody sat and thought, hey, let's take a step back and take all this in and pretty much guess, you know what? Hey, maybe we should palpate up the side of his neck and see if we feel anything funky, or up around his clavicles and see if we feel anything funky down there. Oh, look, that doesn't feel normal. That kind of feels like I'm pushing on Rice Krispie treats.
Right.
That's not supposed to feel like that. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying, it's like, I'm not faulting anybody. The fucking dude lived. Whoopee. You did your best. I don't think anybody went in there nobody went in there and with malice and was like, oh, I'm just gonna do a shit job today. No, nobody.
No, and honestly,
they just went in and did their fucking job and they got him to a hospital and then everybody lived and everybody's happy. So, but I'm just thinking, if you want to be better next time, if we all want to be better next time, we all need to sit there and look and take everything into account. Take the probabilities of the stuff that it probably isn't, and don't fucking worry about that shit. Trauma like that, hey, you know what? Let's really focus on trauma assessment and ABCs.
Right.
Let's really do that, especially when he's got some complaints that are in that realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we get focused on we got to do this, we got to do something because this patient is
right.
But one thing I learned in my medic class was sometimes don't just do something, stand there. Take that second to look around just to be like, what am I missing? Something is not adding up with the story. What is missing in this picture?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, looking at the big picture. That's why I love having the big picture view on cardiac arrests, right? Because there's so many moving parts that some person steps back and just goes, all right, what are we missing? We should be doing that on all calls, because the paramedic could have easily stepped back for a second, or one of those other EMTs could have stepped back for a second and been like, all right, what are we missing? What didn't we do yet?
Right.
Let's look at all of the possibilities like you guys are saying. I 100% agree with that.
We think about it, his vital signs they weren't great, but they aight,
Yep.
They aight.
Yeah.
They weren't horrible. He wasn't super fucking tacky through the roof.
Right.
He wasn't super low, on the pressure. Everything was aight. The only thing that was the outlier was the tachypnea and the SpO2.
Right.
So that right there tells you something's going on breathing.
Yeah, agreed.
In B, possibly even A.
Yep.
But something in there is preventing something from happening.
Think about this. 48 years old, ETOH on board, so he probably has a history of some ETOH going on. His pressure should be probably a little bit higher than that. Think about those things. What are his norms? He's probably not even close to his norms,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with how, alcohol masks pain, should he be more in unstable vital sign territory because he should be exhibiting more signs of pain too,
Yeah.
So
and he has pain, so what is that pain really? He's already masking the pain.
Exactly. Right. So let's talk about subacute emphysema here. So for those that don't know what the heck we're talking about, it's air trapped in the middle layer of the skin, so the dermis layer of the skin. It can be absolutely benign at times, or it could be like super life-threatening because of something like this, some significant, trauma, chest trauma. And the big thing is, like, we always try and teach people what it feels like. And lots of people say it's like, a popping, cracking, like Rice Krispies under the skin. What do you guys, because I think everybody has like a different feeling of it. What do you guys feel like if you felt sub-Q emphysema? What does it feel like to you?
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap, yeah.
Bubble, okay.
I'm trying to think if
Like
there is something comparable
unpopped
out
bubble
there.
wrap?
It's about the only thing I could really, come close to.
Yeah, like
Kinda.
the bubble wrap that the bubbles on the bubble wrap that don't actually like fully pop, but they're not like super rigid. They're just kind of you can just kind
They're
of push
squishy.
on them a little bit.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, they're squishy.
That's
They
what it
don't go
feels like.
pop. It's
Yeah.
Right. It
So
feels like a
it's like
squishy
a-
bubble.
go
It's
ahead,
like that
Phil.
thin kind of bubble. It's like that real thin, like packing bubble wrap.
Where it's not where the bubbles aren't rigid, but you can just kind of you push on them a little bit and they don't actually pop, and it has that weird little funky feel to it.
Yeah, so I never even thought about the bubble wrap. You know what came to my mind the first time I felt sub-Q air was, like those little jelly balls that you put on ice cream?
Yes.
That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if you squish one of those little balls
Right.
and you had a couple of them
Right.
together, that's what it felt like to me.
Show me how you squish those balls again.
The same way you
Like that,
itch
okay,
them.
Yeah.
Um,
There you go. Don't forget to cup them.
right.
Those things. The what do you call it?
I have
they-
no
they-
idea what they're
They got
called, but
like I don't know, but they got like dragon fruit flavor,
Yeah,
like boba tea or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. That's what it felt like to me. And like I didn't feel like Rice Krispies. Like I don't know why they use that because it totally doesn't feel like that. But
No.
but that's just it. So needle decompression. Now this is fun. Needle decompression or even neck decompression, which ain't a thing for us, but it is in other places like the hospital, is the go-to hospital treatment for sub-Q emphysema. However, in New York State, and I'm sure just like there is in other states, there's no direct protocol for dealing with sub-Q emphysema or sub-Q air. So
What the hell can you do? You can't do anything.
unless there's, signs and evidence of, a worsening pneumothorax, you don't really do anything for it,
Yeah.
And that's the really shitty part about it,
There's nothing we can do.
Right.
I mean,
So I wanted to throw this in there. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And in this case, we had 3 providers on scene look at and assess the body, the chest, and didn't see the sub-Q air that was there. And I don't know if, these providers didn't know what sub-Q air was or, had never seen it or felt it or whatever before. But my hope is that everyone who's listening to this goes out and thinks about one thing. Just take the time to evaluate one thing that you don't know in the practice of EMS. And then go and, if it's a skill, practice that skill. If it is a medical something, you know what? Go and brush up on it. Because we don't know what we don't know. So, like, if I had never seen sub-Q air before and never knew what it felt like, and I would be like, you know what? I have no idea what that is, and this person had it, and if mine had it, I would never have known it. I think that would wake me up to be like, let's go research it a little. So I think we should all like take the time and go research something that we're like, yeah, you know what? We don't know that as best as we should. Maybe we, and I bring this up because when I actually spoke to the crew that submitted this call, the paramedic told me right through email that They had never seen sub-Q air before. So they had no clue what they were actually looking at.
Wow.
You know, and that's what brings it up. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
we don't know what we don't know, and we should start taking those things and growing what we do know, you know?
Yeah.
But anything
I wish I would have done that with ambulance wheels falling off. That would have been good to know before. Know what that feels like.
So I'm intrigued here. Your lovely wife, Gerard, threw into the chat an interesting question. So way in the Wayback Machine, the Maha said that this could be chest, it could be neuro, like neurogenic shock even. And she says, with the vital signs, was it the beginning of Cushing's? Because
we did have the skull fracture.
he did have the skull fracture eventually, but
so there must have been some whipping around there.
Yep. I mean,
there could have been some spinal shock or something along those lines. Yeah.
I mean, if
hold on, let's leave it to the expert.
Oh, okay. Leave it to the Maha.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are doing good over there, as you know.
No. Here, I'll even put on.
I want to hear your nasal decongestant there.
I'll even put on.
My nose is leaking like a sieve right now. It's like terrible. I know what's going on. It's horrible.
See, that's how you know who your real friends are.
Right.
When they know your weakness right now, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, we should ask him to say something."
Let's just snap right out of his nose while he says something.
Go ahead. I want to hear you talk. Tell me all about it.
I mean, yeah, I would. The reason I thought of it first was, like I said, because of his way he was perspiring, just above the neck. Usually it's one side of the body or the other, or just half, half up, half down. But I mean, because we didn't have a good assessment at the point in time, especially now that we know they didn't see the, sub-Q emphysema, but we never did get a better idea of what his skin looked like at any point in time. So
yeah, he never said anything about the color of the skin, did we?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
No.
I wonder what it was.
I wonder what it was too.
But yeah, respiratory rates up, heart rates up,
yeah, and
tanking, so.
it is kind of weird that they were grossly profuse in like one third of one quarter of their body, but not anywhere else. Like that's kind of bizarre too.
Yeah, like maybe the nerves to that part were saying, yeah, no, I think we're all right, but the other side's going, no, we need you to open up or something. No, we're good. We're good.
Definitely some interesting shit to think about.
I'm fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
It's not a tumor. Not a tumor.
Thank you everyone for watching this last episode here of the podcast. I guess we will go on to end of tour here for a little bit. I actually got some interesting trivia to hit you guys with. A subject matter we have not done yet on end of tour live. So give us a couple minutes and.
Well, I'm supposed to have a segment. I forget.
Yeah, but you don't even remember what it was. So, it was supposed to be your meme of the week.
Yeah, meme of the week.
Yeah,
I can whip something up real quick. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes. There you go. So, thank you again, everyone, for sticking with us here on the podcast. The continued support is always amazing and just very, very, very humbling. So, I always appreciate all of that. So, till next time, guys. You guys stay safe. Gerardo, lead us out.
Donuts. And cronuts.
Cronuts.
Finger those donuts.
Be so yummy.
If you can get 2 in there.
2? God damn.
2 fingers or 2 donuts?
Ooh.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Why not both?
Ooh, bofa.
Both of them.
Both of them. All right, guys.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you want more information on the podcast or to send us a call review, please visit medicmaterials.com/podcast. To learn more about earning continuing education credit from listening to this episode or others, check out medicmaterialscmeacademy.thinkific.com. We appreciate your continued dedication towards EMS education and helping us advance the field. See you next time.